Hello again, Hartford Public Library. This is Haben Abraham. I am coming to you today to facilitate a walkthrough. It's a continuation of the journaling journey that you may have watched back in May that I facilitated. Again, my name is Haben Abraham, owner of Haben Abraham Vision Coaching LLC. I am excited to be here today. I am sending all healing, light, and vibrations to everyone that is watching this. If you feel so moved, please do share. It doesn't hurt to do this activity with friends as well, even if it's discussing it over the phone if you can't physically be near each other due to social distancing. Today we are going to do a walkthrough with a journaling activity on navigating through heaviness. This is a very heavy time, and we are all experiencing emotions related to what is going on right now, whether it's the political climate, a combination of all the things that are happening, where you are even physically in your body and health-wise. There are a number of things that we are experiencing as a people, and this is such an important time for reflection. Oftentimes, it's the first thing we abandon because we are in survival mode, right? And so sometimes we need that reminder to come back. Before we even jump into this topic and activity, I just want you to take note of how you're breathing right now. Oftentimes when we are going to a resource or going to watch a video, we lose touch with maybe how we're breathing and presenting in the moment. So if you're noticing some shallow breaths, take in some more air, take some deeper breaths, get your body relaxed so that it can then open itself up to doing this activity, but also just surviving day to day. We have to check in with ourselves as much as we're checking in on people that we love, or the hours that we're putting into work. Make sure that you are putting time into you as well. You matter. So we cannot lose sight of that. By any means, we cannot lose sight of that. So now that you've tapped into your breathing, got some oxygen flowing, I want to just clarify that this is in no way, shape, or form, though I am a licensed therapist, this is no means being used to diagnose anyone with depression. This does not take the place of a therapy session with a licensed professional. Some of us need more, right, than the ability to just reflect in this way. And we do need an unbiased opinion and support that can aid us in our journeys, right? And that may or may not include medication. And, that may or may not include needing to see someone every single week. But if you are in need of more, please seek professional assistance. So I just wanted to make that clear. This is a therapeutic tool that can be used from the comfort of your home, by yourself or with others that you might be in quarantine with. And so again, I just want to bring us back to this theme of heaviness and some of these sad feelings that we may be experiencing at this time. When the art of journaling was introduced to me years before I became a licensed therapist and knew how to use it in the therapy setting. Um, it helped me navigate some hard experiences as well, and just sort of making sense of what may not have made sense up here. Um, and it's something that I often actually can go back to, which is why I say keeping an actual journal is key. Something that may have multiple entries in it so that you don't have pieces of paper just all over the place. Um, so that's one suggestion that I do have, is actually keeping a physical journal to do this. So get whatever materials you want to use as part of a journaling experience. You can grab a magazine if you're more of a visual person. If you want to draw images, you can get markers, pens, pencils, whatever you want to use for this. And then obviously a journal. If you prefer a piece of paper, that's fine. Um, and obviously anything that you want to write with. Um, so, one of the things that we often struggle with when it comes to heaviness or sadness is there's a guilt trip that tends to happen where we convince ourselves that we don't necessarily have the right to feel the way that we feel. Someone else might actually be verbalizing that to you, that you have all these great things and there's no reason for you to be sad. And there's, such and such horrible example of, someone's struggling somewhere in some third world country, and, the go-tos that people love to use um, as an assessment of someone's happiness or gratitude in their own life. And the assumption that people from these places can't be happy either. So, but that's a conversation for another day. Um, One of the things that we tend to abandon um, or lose sight of is the role of gratitude when we are in a battle with some strong emotions and some sadness. Your feelings are valid. That is one thing that I feel is not verbalized often enough. Your feelings are valid. Um, Emotions are a signal. There is something that is trying to get your attention, whether it's something you want to change in your life. Maybe you're struggling with regret, and that's what's leading to some of the sadness and just the heaviness that you're feeling. One thing I often tell people to do is check in with their bodies as to where they're feeling that heaviness the most. Oftentimes, people will say their chest area. Um, People will pinpoint that their head feels heavy, which is usually associated with overthinking. Um, I've heard of people, saying their feet is a physical space that tends to hold a lot of heaviness. And so, even in this moment, jot down where you might be physically feeling that heaviness or that sadness. And so, my main writing prompt for you today it is most ideal to write this when you are in a sense of, I would say, that middle ground. So you're not quite in a dip emotionally, and you're not necessarily overly excited or or emotional either. You're kind of in a middle ground. You feel relatively, okay. This is the time where you want to do most of your writing, is in that headspace. When you are there, what I would love for you to focus on is reflect on this quote and then finish it. So when I am down, when I am feeling down, I will remember. When I am feeling down, I will remember. And I want you can even write it in letter form to yourself, or use images of these things that you'll remember. What are key pieces that you will remember when you are feeling down? This is not a matter of toxic positivity, faking it till you make it. That's not what this is about. But it really is about taking stock and evaluating. What are those special pieces to you and to your life that in that moment you will want to hold on to and remember? And that's what I want you to write on for this activity. It could be things you're grateful for. It could be a memory that you had that brought a smile to your face. These are some positive reinforcements. That's, a part of psychology. That's where some of that magic lies, right? So you can use your pencils or magazines if you see an image that resonates with you about something you'll want to remember, or maybe it's a memory you haven't made yet but you want to. It could be a picture of someone skydiving. Whatever it is that calls to you and your spirit, that's what I want you to write. Okay? And then I'm a visual person, and so one thing that I would also suggest is that when you complete this activity, you read aloud what you wrote to yourself, or you reflect on the image that you might have put together for yourself. And then, as I suggested in my very first video, it's always key to have these reinforcements around you. And so it's part of almost like building a wellness toolbox. I know people throw that term around often, but I use it in the sense that it's something to come back to. It's something that grounds you back into reality and into a new headspace when necessary. Heaviness ebbs and flows. This is it's a ride for sure. And so we want to be as prepared as we can in a way that's realistic, and tangible, something that is easy to pull us back. And so I suggest that you keep that image on you, or you keep that letter close by. Place it somewhere that is easy for you to find when you need to go back to it and you need that reassurance and that reminder of, this is what I said I would remember when I was feeling like this. Okay, and so I send you many positive vibrations. Please, if you can, let me know how this worked for you. If you enjoyed the activity, if it didn't work for you, and how maybe it can be tweaked, or maybe something else would work, in starting to help us process some of that heaviness and maybe some depressed feelings that some of us are struggling with. Okay, all right, so that's my time for now. I will be back with another prompt. So stay tuned, okay? Have a good one and be blessed.